Hello. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Davor, hello. Good to see you. Welcome back. Slat Studio. Happy Crimson Tuesday. Ambersine, good to see you. Ace and Rex, good to see you too. Welcome back. It's so nice to see you guys. Today is an art stream. I don't have much prepped, so we're gonna hopefully get a lot of work done today. I say that now. Blah Holtzen, happy Crimson Tuesday to you too. Yeah, I have a few things to mention. Um, I did a podcast episode. Oh, thanks for the follow, Haas. Haas O. I can't tell if those are zeros or O's. I think those are big O's. Haas 312. Thanks for the follow. Mousemas, hello. Ronald Dragster, hello. Wonderful to see you. So I did a podcast interview with the Genesis Temple, and that should be coming out sometime this week, I'm told. And hold on, let me just put the links up for that. If you go to the website right now, it's not on there at the Genesis Temple, but you will find some familiar names that have already been interviewed by Damiano. Damiano Garley is the podcast host. He's also a journalist. He's written for Wireframe and Vice, and he's also a games historian. And he recently interviewed Francisco Gonzalez of Lamplight City and Rosewater. Jim Plays Games, good to see you. Happy Crimson Tuesday as well to you. And another one of Damiano's guests has been Jay Tholen, who made Hypnist Base Outlaw and Dropsy. And my episode's not up yet, but I've been told this week sometime, so you can watch that space. And in the meantime, check out those other two interviews because Damiano does a really good job. And another thing is, this Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be on a YouTube live stream, and that one is let me get the. Let's see. I have made new shortcuts. Let me get this. Oh, okay, here. The live stream is going to be. Yeah, Blaholtzen, it was a lot of fun talking to Damiano. It was a really nice conversation, and we talked about just Crimson Diamond stuff. There was also another journalist on as well, so there's the three of us talking about Crimson Diamond and just adventure games and inspiration and all that fun stuff. So yeah. I sure hope it's. I was going to say I'm sure it's a good one, but then I changed it to I sure hope it's a good one. I sure hope it's a good one. Chihuahua, hello. Evil Tentacle, hello. Good to see you. Welcome back. So the next link is Robert Willings does interviews from the multiverse, and he has a YouTube stream that I'll be on Thursday at 8 p.m. And the YouTube channel is Willin. Willin, and he has recently interviewed Dave Gilbert and Francisco Gonzalez, among others as well. And so he's got another great little YouTube channel where he's got a bunch of really cool interviews. So definitely recommend that as well. Cosmic Void 3, good evening. Good to see you too. So that's that. I hope you guys can make it out for that and hang out. And one more thing is, for crafts purposes, I actually went out today to a Michael's and I bought some embroidery. I can never remember if it's embroidery floss or embroidery thread. I think it's called embroidery floss. I'm going to start back up on the cross stitching, which I kind of I kind of have not been working on it as much. And so these are the ones I've already done. These ones here, and you can see that the colors are actually different on each of these because I'm still doing color trials for these characters. And then there's Margot as well over here. Oops, like this, yeah. And I'm not too happy with the dark magenta color I've picked for her. I think it's too purple. But yeah, I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to try to get other portraits kind of getting started. I want to try Margot's. I want to retry. I picked up a few extra colors, new colors. So I have these ones for the magenta color. I think I'm going to try for the dark magenta. That looks a little better to me. And so this is the light magenta color I'm using, and that would be the dark magenta. It's never going to be perfect, and this lighting actually makes it a little not as nice, the light magenta, as what it actually looks like in real life. But I'm going to try those. And then for the cyan colors, I've got them paired up like this. Bumblebee Bat, good to see you. Good morning from Tokyo. Good morning from Tokyo. That's amazing. Goemon-sama, hello. Welcome in. Goemon-sama, I'm going to give you a shout out. Good to see you. Good to see you. If I remember how to do this. Yes. Please check out Goemon-sama as well. Streamer. Alright, so I've got two pairs of. I've got this here for the cyans, the light and dark cyans, or this. So we'll see. I feel like maybe this color is a bit too dark, but I've got a bunch of other blues hanging around, so we'll see what I can do. And these two colors are actually, you can't really tell in this lighting, but these are two subtly different colors of dark red that I'm going to also be experimenting with. I haven't nailed down my exact colors, and yeah, Dave, I can't just give the hex colors, the hex codes of the colors. Oh, you don't stream Goemon-sama? I could have sworn. I've seen you in other people's streams. I guess that's why I got confused. Sorry for the shout out. Then I'm embarrassed now. DJ John 125, thanks for the follow. Yeah, Devor, yes, cyan and magenta have been the trickiest ones to match for sure. Yeah, Jim plays games. I'm trying to. The thing is with it is, the way the colors play off each other is a big part of what actually it's going to be really hard to pick definitive EGA colors, because one color, and if I choose another color that works well on that color, then it kind of affects a lot of the other colors down the line, because you have to think about saturation but also tone. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. So I've seen other people's interpretations of what the EGA color palette looks like, and you can only really tell if it's any good if you kind of see a whole scene. I've seen a wonderful one, I think, on Twitter, that was the Colonel's Bequest bathroom, the upstairs bathroom, and when you see it in context, all the colors work really well together. So it kind of depends on that, and that's why I kind of need to do different portraits to see how the colors work well together. Yes, sorry, Goemon-sama. Oh my goodness. It reminds me of the time that I saw Al Hirschfeld was on Twitter, and Al Hirschfeld was a legendary illustrator and who had this very distinctive caricature style. And I saw that Al Hirschfeld was on Twitter, and I followed the Al Hirschfeld account, and then I think they followed me back, and I said, "Oh my gosh, Al Hirschfeld or something, I'm such a big fan of yours." And then I realized later that Al Hirschfeld had died some time ago. And it was kind of just, I don't know if it was a tribute account or an estate account or something. I didn't realize the man had died. Oh, you did a lenticular thing, Davor, with cross stitching? I don't remember that one. If you want to put a link down. Yeah, Blaholton, ouch, exactly. Oh my goodness, that's the similar feeling that I have. But I think I still follow the account, and Al Hirschfeld had a beautiful, graceful, distinctive caricature style, and I definitely recommend you check his work out. Oops. So we've buzzed through most of everything before we got to Exopixel art pretty quickly this week. So yes, Goemon-sama, you know his work. Yes, he had a granddaughter, Nina, and the way he's got a very swoopy line art style, and he would hide her name in his pieces, which is so cute, really cool. Yeah, thank you, Dave. We're perfect. I think all that remains before we get down to business is I'm going to introduce myself, which I kind of do in a backwards way, because I figure by now, hopefully, people who might be new might have come in at this point. But yeah, welcome to a Maple Mystery live stream. We do this. I do this at 8 p.m. on Eastern Time on Tuesdays, and I am making the Crimson Diamond, which is an EGA mystery adventure game. And it kind of looks like an old school game, but hopefully it doesn't play that way. And I'm trying to make it easier for people to play it if you haven't played a text parser game before. I've made a tutorial so that anyone who hasn't played the style hopefully can learn the ropes pretty easily. And the music, which this is not the music you're hearing right now. Actually, what am I doing? I have a musician working with me, Dan Polakar, and we do music competition streams on his channel, and that's actually a really good time to do this. That's dantheband.com, which the link is broken for some reason, but Dan streams on Dan the Band Music, and on Twitter he's Dan the Band. And yeah, so about every other stream or so, we compose a piece. Well, he composes the piece, and I kind of just give feedback, and chat gives feedback on tracks. And last live stream, we worked on a tense waltz for sometime in chapter 4. But yes, so that's what we've been doing. Dan is using a genuine Roland MT32 to make the music, which is kind of cool to see. And it's a lot of technical difficulties, but we get through it. Thank you, Deivor. Perfect. Militant Braylo. Yeah, you don't know how the Crimson Diamond itself was made. No, we don't discuss that part. That's a trade secret. But yeah, I'm gonna check out Deivor's lenticular piece. Oh wow, okay. That's really cool. Oh my gosh, that's really cool. Yeah, so the lenticular, when you've got that EGA scene, and when you tilt it, it gives you that bit of animation. I've always loved lenticular stuff. Awesome, Deivor. Yes. Yes, a high pressure situation, yes, is how diamonds are made. I think I talked briefly about how diamonds are made when I did that Diamond Rock talk. But basically, they get formed under tremendous pressure, about 150 kilometers in the Earth's upper mantle, so 150 kilometers deep. And then they kind of erupt up to the surface in something called a kimberlite pipe, up into the surface, or up into a certain layer of land that then gets eroded away over time. And then because diamonds are so hard, they kind of get scattered around all over the place. But yeah, it's pretty cool to think that the diamonds that we have came from so far down. But of course, also what happens with pit mines is if they find a place that they think is promising, then they'll do a huge pit mine, and you can see some of these from space. I think they're just these gigantic holes in the ground. Yes, the waves and the sunbeams move on the lenticular piece. Yeah, that's awesome. And there's Nightbot again, just saying again, Thursday, August 26th, 8 p.m. Eastern, I will be on Robert Willing's Interviews from the Multiverse YouTube live stream. So that's gonna be a live one. And I guess it's time for me to play the trailer. And for anyone who's not familiar, can see what the gameplay looks like and the general feel of the whole thing. And then we're gonna get into some pixel art tonight. We've been working on a scene for a while now, and I think we really turned a corner last art stream. So YouTube, yeah, YouTube. That's gonna be a new one. Okay, so I am going to show the trailer, and then we're gonna get to work. Let's see. Crimson, Ontario was once a prosperous, lively mining town. But that was a long time ago. Now it's quiet, nearly deserted, and some folks aim to keep it that way. Nancy Maple is an aspiring mineralogist assigned to follow the trail of a dazzling diamond. An intriguing cast of characters has converged under one roof, each meaning to get their own way. Or else. Will Nancy untangle the mysteries and machinations before it's too late? Will the sleepy town of Crimson shine once more? Find out in The Crimson Diamond, an upcoming adventure game by Julia Minamata. The Crimson Diamond demo is available on Steam and itch.io for Windows PC and Mac OS. Okay, yes, Ontario, Militant Braylar, Ontario. I'm Ontario born and raised, and so I did want to set it in my home province. As well, there are actual diamonds in Northern Ontario, like way north, kind of in the James Bay lowland area. So geologically, it all holds water, or holds diamonds, or however you want to call that. ATM machine, good evening. Good to see you. Welcome back. Yeah. So that's that. And we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started on the scene. And I just took a glance at it today as I was setting up, and yeah, it's looking pretty good. And it's thanks to your feedback. You guys in chat have a lot of good ideas for how this all should get done. So let's see if we can do this properly. Perfect. Okay. So here's the piece as it stands now, and I'm pretty happy with it so far. The cattails and everything were recent additions, and we've put in a bit of dithering here for some texture, which I think is working really nicely. Although, yeah, I don't know what the texture is doing here. It's not really needed, but yeah, that's where we are now, which is kind of pleasing overall. So we're going to start a new layer today. And I think, yeah, I have all these layers because I'm going to have fun making an animated GIF of this whole process once we're done. The Mark Ferrari-esque dithering. Everyone has their own dithering style. Oh, well, good for you, Jim Plays Games, for going to bed before 1 a.m. most days. I need to get on that. That is one of my few vices I would like to admit to, is I stay up really late, and I'm trying to get better at that, but it's hard. Yeah, I'm liking how cozy it is now. Why are the cattails so effective? I think it's adding some depth and texture. And the mountains at the back kind of have that rim lighting. I think someone here in chat suggested that, so that was really nice too. Oh, Blaholson, you work with mostly Americans, so you've got a good excuse for going to bed late. Sleeping much better since you stopped having caffeine after 6 p.m. Jim Plays Games. Yeah, if I have coffee, I'll have it around 3 p.m., 3:30 or so, and I don't have anything really later. Although I will say that I do have like Japanese tea and stuff like that with dinner. Yeah, depth and texture is what I feel like. But I've had a suggestion that maybe I should break this up a bit, so it could potentially be that he walked down into this area, and this was the part of the river he was in potentially, or just so to make this interrupted. And another thing I'm thinking of as I look at this is I feel like this whole selection here of the fisherman and the log and the fire, I think that all needs to be raised up higher on this. It's too low to the bottom of the screen for my liking. Oh, thanks. You like Jim Plays Games. You like the glow on the grill frame in the rocks. Nice. The scene, Dave, what you think? The scene just needs a little bit of black vertical grass for depth, and it'll be done. Yeah, maybe. But first, what I want to do is I'm going to just make some gaps in this area, I think. So let's get started on that first. Because I do kind of. I was going to use this real pen. Don't use a real pen on your Wacom. Am I gonna make? I might make the halo a bit more like break it up a bit, so make it more gradual as we get to the edges, that type of thing. I definitely think so. But let's get started here on this little bit, just to open it up a bit. And what I might do is I'll take these two cattail layers and duplicate them, turn off these two, and then merge those two. And I think is that all the cattails? No, that's not all the cattails. This one as well. Oh wait, this one. Oh, that's just the bottom. Where's the top? Okay, here it is. Okay, so duplicate that as well. And I'm actually going to, I think, make that all one layer so I can although it looked better back there, didn't it? Behind the dithering. I can move this back. Okay, so what I'm going to do... Okay. Because I do want to have them all one thing. So this... Okay. So this is all the cattail stuff. Okay, great. Black vertical grass sounds promising. Also works as a title. That sounds, yeah, it sounds like a novella. Black vertical grass. I think it's because of the repeated A sound. Black vertical grass. It's nice. It's got a nice rhythm. So let's open this. Yeah, let's open this up a little bit. Where do we want the opening? I don't want it right behind him, and I don't want it maybe over this. Maybe this way. Just a little bit here. Could potentially work. And then what I'm going to do is I do think I want to just move the whole guy part. Ah, Jim Matt, welcome back. The moon highlights on the back of the landscape look great. It makes it pop. Yeah, I was really pleased actually with how that ended up looking. Sometimes you need some time away from something, come back to it, and see it. And that first impression when you first open it is really important. No, I don't want that. Okay, go away. Okay, yeah, absolutely. Another fun trick, which we've also done on stream, is flipping an image. If you're brave, you can flip your images or hold them up in a mirror against yourself and look at them and see what you think. And that helps with composition, I find, when if something's not balanced right. But yeah, what I'm going to do right now is I want to move this whole thing up. I just want to see what it looks like, because it's too, yeah, like I said, I feel like this whole thing is too close to the bottom now. And what I could do is I could just move this whole letterboxing thing down, which would be the less work part. Like I could just do this, but then we're missing out on, we're going to lose a lot of that sky and the way the trees are. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just copy paste and move up. Oh, so you like the dark blue reflection of the mountains in the water? Yeah, I'm liking how that's all turning out. But yeah, I gotta actually scrub back in here, get some of that water back, where I deleted some of those cattails. But yeah, it's coming along, you guys. I'm really excited. And actually, I was also asked about what the next scene will be, because there's this feeling that this piece might be coming along well. And it was suggested that I ask chat what the next scene should be that I do. And I remember what happened last time with that, which is Eden Waith and probably some other people suggested we work on the Royal Canadian Museum exterior, and we spent probably more than a year on that. So I might just decide for myself. Yes, let's do another Museum Deluxe Tux, exactly. Oh my gosh. And that piece is still not done. It's basically done, but it's not done. And it'll get done. Just some finishing touches, I swear. Yeah, Cosmic Void 3 also, we can do another museum facade. Yeah, we're not gonna, and I'm gonna keep using that at every opportunity, that piece, because you have to feel like it was worth it. And it was worth it. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this certainly didn't take nearly as long, I would think. I don't know. Maybe it did. Let's just quickly cut and paste this and move this all up, because I suspect I'll like the composition better when he's not as close to the bottom of it. Slash Studio, if you have a hard time choosing, feel free to do a room for my games. That's not a bad idea either. It'd be fun to do like weird crossover stuff. Haha. Yes, Mousemas, we're gonna do fish gutting animation. Yeah, that definitely has to happen with this one before anything else. Definitely gonna do that. Deluxe Tux suggests a train or a scene with Nancy speaking to her boss. I might want to, you know what? It might be fun to do the scene where Nancy's speaking to her boss because that change of scale is kind of fun because it's a close up. It's a close up scene where there's two people talking, and it's kind of like the close ups you get in the actual game where I can put more detail into it. That might be fun. SH Don, welcome back to chat. It's good to see you. What's the saying? Perfect is the enemy of good. Yes, totally right. Absolutely right. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that might be fun because it's not going to be like a landscape. It would be a complete change of pace, and that's what I'm kind of hoping for. So, yes, Bumblebee, that perfect. Fish guts. Yeah, we're gonna do the fish guts, but I wanna, yeah, I just wanted to see what, because I feel like this would feel better, but I'm just gonna erase this bit here first. Yes, we will be gutting that fish, promise, real soon. Not I can't promise really soon, but in the foreseeable future, is what I'll say. And let's just kind of. I'm sure I could find the the layer where he's on, but at this low resolution, we're just gonna hide him. We can do that. No one will be the wiser. No, you never know. Okay. And let's get our new guy. Yeah, I did want to move him up. Yeah, that definitely feels better to me. In fact, what I can do is sometimes I do duplicate layers to kind of like versions of things in case I feel like I might want to revert. Oh, this needs to be extended more. Jim plays games. I know you already copied the layer, but part of me gets so upset seeing that being erased. Oh, yeah, I am really good about keeping everything kind of safe. So yeah, don't worry, they're still here separately. We have them all still separately as well. I know what you mean though. But yeah, to compare, I think I do like him better higher. But maybe not that high, that's a bit high. And I'm just thinking of the Creed song, and I'm just resisting not singing. Because I don't want a copyright claim, even with my very poor singing. Yeah, I think it looks better, Jim Plays Games? Yeah. Yeah, just another thing where glancing at it quickly after not seeing it for a week kind of does help. Yeah. Great. So we're going to put him there. But I think what I'll need to do is I just need to make sure that he doesn't have too much. I can see that the top of his head has some stuff I need to clean up. So we're going to, oops. I should just clean up some of this, I think. Oh, Slat Studio, that's good. We could be disappointed in ourselves together. You were also thinking of the Creed song? Freebird, Eating with 17, we were just talking about you, about how once this scene is finished, how I'm not going to take viewer suggestions about what to do next, because last time that made the Royal Canadian Museum happen, and I don't want that to happen again. Although it actually, it could happen again, because there's an exterior shot of Toronto's Union Station and the train leaving it, which is going to be another complicated architectural piece, and I don't want to do that right now. Oh, Bumblebee Bat, you say you think he looks happy. It's fun actually at this resolution to have people and how how the expressions of the characters get interpreted, because I've had people say that Nancy Maples' sprite because she kind of has a blank face in a way, and I like it because it's kind of open for interpretation, what she's thinking of and stuff. So I actually enjoy that part of it. So his face is, there's not a lot of face going on, but people will read into it, which I really like. Frostbeard the dwarf, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. Is Laura Bow owned by anyone? Could you take the name? No, I couldn't take the name because I believe it's all owned by Activision, I think. I think there are people in chat that would know better than me, but Sierra was the company, of course, with the Laura Bow properties, but they got bought up by a company that got bought up by another company that got bought up by another company, I think. And so I think the whole thing is owned by some vast conglomerate, like most things nowadays. And so it's not really something I could do. And I don't really, I mean, the thing is she's so close to what Laura Bow is kind of on the surface, but there's no reason for me not to make my own character, really, because then I can do whatever I want with it and not have to answer to anybody. So it is kind of appealing to do it this way. Oh yes, Edenwaith, of course. Rest in peace, Charlie Watts, the drummer. Yes, I saw that on Twitter. Yeah. 80's pretty good. 80's pretty good. Oh. But it's always sad, especially when someone that talented dies. Yes. Nancy Sprite is a modern Mona Lisa. Yeah, just that the face is whatever, however you want to, however you want her to be. You just never know. Because it's the player, really. The player kind of. I'm not going to say the player is a proxy, really. There's actually a really complicated relationship between adventure game protagonists and players that it's not completely clear cut, and I like that weird gray area because you're controlling Nancy and most any other adventure game protagonist you're controlling, but you're not directly controlling them, really. It's a very strange relationship, and that's it's a magical thing to me because it's almost like you're suggesting that they do things, but you don't have you can't do anything with them by design. Yes, Edenwaith, it's a shame you got in late. Well, to hear yourself getting blamed and credited for the beautiful museum. Every opportunity, Edenwaith, I try to blame and credit you for the epic set of streams that we have all been through that got us to the nice Royal Canadian Museum. And in fact, do I have it just on me somewhere? I just show you the contents of my whole computer. Do I have it here, right? Yeah, I would. Yeah, ROM. Exactly, Jim plays games. Having your own character gives freedom, and won't upset the Laura Bow purists. Yeah. I mean, I love just being able to do whatever I want, and people saying, "Well, that's not that character." We're all, it's my character, so I can do whatever I want, which is kind of nice. Oh, thank you, Sledge Dudu. You say Nancy's close-up face is adorable. Thank you. Is this the piece working 18? Oh my goodness. It doesn't. It's not. It's probably not. Okay, yeah, that's close enough. Yeah. I think that's where we left off, but I was going to work on these trees a bit more and stuff. I never got around to it. It'll get done eventually. I promise. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to this at some point. But I do like how we ended off on that. Maybe I'll just leave it open so that maybe I'll pick away at it a little bit today. Who knows? And some group is trying to make a new Lore Bow game. And yeah, I don't know if they've secured the IP. I haven't really been keeping up to date on that situation, but it doesn't seem like they have that permission from Activision. Maybe they will eventually, but it's one of those things where, yeah, I mean, you could spend all this time developing something and then they could, give permission or not give it, or give it and then withdraw it, and it's just a whole thing where, yeah, it's better off just to do your own thing, really. Yeah, adventure game protagonists are more stubborn than any other kind of player character. They argue back and refuse to do stuff. Yeah, it's very strange. It's actually really strange. And even the role of the narrator in adventure games is very strange too. Yes, exactly, Edenwaith. Nancy is Laura's Canadian cousin in spirit. Um, we could say that it's the spiritual cousin. Is that a term that people use? Spiritual cousin. I like it. She's a spiritual cousin. I just And this is a lot like cross stitching. Actually, pixel art is a lot just in execution as well as look. So I'm really looking. I'm so excited to try my new embroidery thread, you guys. Adventure games should have mods where you can replace a protagonist. Yeah, Mouse Miss, I was thinking how fun would, like, I can't do this because it would be too much work, but it would be fun to just have like a character generation for my Nancy Maple sprite where you could change the color of her hair, any of the 16 colors, skin, dress color, things like that. You can make her anything you want. Just have her wander around. That's the kind of thing we can't really do in 2D stuff. Yep, eating with, that's what I do. It's tons of open windows with reminders to eventually get back to them, or marking mail email as unread, because that's the way for me to keep track of stuff in general. I've had some times where I've had some graphic design work where the client would text me stuff that they needed to get done. And I said, could you please email me, because the text, once I read the text, it gets marked off as read and I can't make it back to being unread and I'll just forget. So I have, 20 unread emails that I need to get around to eventually. Yes, character skin DLC confirmed. Exactly. Ah, SH Done, in your most recent adventure game, you made the protagonist and narrator argue with each other almost the entire time. Was that the for the game jam? If you want, you please drop it into chat, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who'd be interested in playing that. You spent most of your Saturday evening eating with going through your backlog of emails, including some by the group doing the new Lore Bow game. Sounds like the group is discovering that making games is expensive and a lot of work. Well, some ways to offset that is, making a 2D game, or just working on your own. But it's always a tricky proposition. Oh, color cycling in Adventure Game Studio. Yeah, it's just a matter of all like the character sprite animations and everything. I've no idea how that could go. Yeah, green skin. She could be like She-Hulk or something. Yes, thank you, SH Done, for Adventure Jam 2021. Here's the link. I'm gonna open that in my browser so that I have that on hand. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's lovely to have people who are also game devs in chat. I feel better about that, but yeah, I think we're going to break up or texture that circle. How do we feel about its centeredness? Do we need to center that more? This is the time when I'm going to rotate this. I'm going to flip it. I'm going to move him. I'm going to nudge him a few pixels this way. And I won't forget to unflip him. I probably will forget to unflip him. Okay. Ahoy hoy, Grindeslav, good to see you. Yeah, I was just mentioning that I'm going to be on Damiano Gerli's the Genesis Temple podcast, and Francisco was a guest very recently on the very same podcast. Oh, and Grundislav has some up to date info on color cycling only works for 256 color games in AGS. And Grundislav was a guest, of course, on Robert Willing's YouTube live stream that I'm going to be on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern on Willin, Willin on YouTube. So, and thank you so much. I just listened to Francisco's episode with Robert for interviews from the multiverse. Your interview with Robert, and that was a lot of fun to listen to. So thanks also very much for the shout outs that you gave to me and the Crimson Diamond. I really appreciate that. Good times. Oh. Oh, cool, Eden Waith. There's an iOS conference you've been virtually attending. One presenter has a neat tool that hooks into SpriteKit and makes adventure games like King's Quest or Monkey Island. The presenter also mentioned other game engines like Unity and Game Maker. And you brought up AGS! Yay! Represents! Anyway, yeah, Genesis Temple. The name originated from Damiano's love of I think the Master System. I believe Francisco was mentioning because it wasn't really. He just thought that the Genesis Temple sounded better than the Master System Temple. But yeah, it's inspired by his love of the Sega Master System, I believe. And no, TCD is not going to play on your Genesis. I don't know what platforms this thing will be any good for, to be honest. It's PC. I think it'd be fun on mobile. I think it'd be fun on a phone. But other places, I don't know. I mean, it's not really meant. Really, it really wouldn't work for for Switch. I don't think it'd be that great on iPad. Maybe iPad would be okay. If people don't mind typing on their iPads. But otherwise, I have my doubts. If only I had, thought about all that before I started making it. No, I wouldn't. I would have done it this way anyway. So yes, let us work on breaking up the circle a little bit. Does AGS even still support 256 color games? It's interesting because on Francisco's episode, the live stream that he did with Robert Willing, they talk about how people think there's an AGS Adventure Game Studio style or look. And I've had some people say that they were surprised to hear that Crimson Diamond is being made in AGS. I guess because they associate it with that 256 color look, and it's because not many games are done in EGA, so they never really think that it is. It's kind of interesting. Yes, probably Grindeslav, probably because of the parser. Although that's also funny because the parser functionality is built in, is baked right into AGS, and it's just not many people take advantage of it really. The only AGS game I can think of that is a text parser is Trilby's Notes. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, the parser is pretty easy to use in AGS. I have to admit that. in Cosmic Void 3, you programmed the parser. You programmed your own parser, or you're programming the parser in AGS. Mm-hmm. Yeah. People think AGS is 320 by 200 point and click. Yeah, and of course, Grindaslav is making such a high resolution game in Rosewater, which do people might not think that you're making Rosewater in AGS. Do you ever get that question, Francisco? Do you ever get people asking, is this still in Adventure Game Studio just because of the way it looks? I think people think potentially the Adventure Game Studio look is like a VGA type of look. And anything that kind of maybe doesn't look like that. Yeah. And I will shout out Grindaslav. Grindaslav is on streaming Wild West Wednesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern. He does some rotoscoping for Rosewater. He paints backgrounds, and it's a really nice, relaxing stream where you can see how the sausage is made. And possibly pick up some Photoshop tricks along the way too. Don't know if that's really that effective right now. I don't know if that's really helping. That just looks messy. I might have to do that the other way around. Yes, we also see how pixel sausage is made here. Yeah. This is more like cross stitching than painting. It's really cool to see actual painting being done with pixels. I call this painting with pixels, but what Francisco does is way more painting with pixels than what I do. And the rotoscoping is so much fun to watch. I think that's working. Breaking it up that way is working a little better. Yeah. What else do I have? I don't really have any other news. I'm still working on Chapter 4, which sounds very strange. But it's just amazing how much hidden work that I was not anticipating in the chapter. And that's what's kind of causing it to take longer than I was anticipating. I just used the word anticipating twice in the same sentence. But yeah. Progress is being made. I guess what I thought was nearly finished for Chapter 4 was completely off base. Jim plays games with like the absoluteness of pixel art. Every pixel is deliberate. Something about that is very comforting. Yeah, it's what I love is it's just the perfect sharpness of pixel art. It's everything's placed exactly, and that's one of my pet peeves actually when I'm finding EGA art, pixel art on the internet is when they're not GIFs or pings. When you get these JPEGs of pixel art and they're all artifacted, really bothers me. Oh, Grindaslav, have fun with your book club. Thanks for dropping by. It's always good to see you. And I'm hoping, now that my meetings that I had on Wednesdays are now not on anymore, I can drop in more often to Wild West Wednesdays. Have a good night and have fun. Ooh, yes, Edenwaith. Are you saying you didn't rotoscope Nancy twirling the chair? No, Edenwaith. There is no rotoscoping in the Crimson Diamonds. It's all just done by hand animation. It was one of those things where I wanted to see if I could do it. No, no one likes blurry pixels, Buddha artifacts. Yeah, Eden Waith, yeah, I think I'm hoping that's the case. 20% portion of the work, which takes up the second 80% of the time. Oh, Eden Waith, you uploaded a ping to Twitter and got artifacted. It's so. I'm gonna use the word gross. I just don't do that to my pixels. Yeah, yeah. Jim plays games that at first at first VGA was kind of that muddy, blurry kind of look, and this, yeah, I just love the EG games for their sharpness. Here, that's better. Yeah. And Eden Waith, you played Colonel's Bequest this weekend and was tempted to try to sit in the chair in the weapons room. I guess some of the things that I've made happen in the Crimson Diamond are stuff that you couldn't do in Colonel's Bequest, because in the hallway upstairs in the Colonel's Bequest there are those drawers that you can't open, you know, and there's no reason to open them, and it's smart that they didn't, because that's needless work. But when you're working by yourself and you have no one to tell you no, the needless work sometimes happens. Just give in to temptation. Yes, the Bumblebee Bat, real pixel pushing. Yeah, shifting and just putting them in their place. And so for higher, okay, so at least at 300%, you have to upload pixel art so it can look okay. I did notice that when I was doing my first animated GIFs for Crimson Diamond stuff, I would double or quadruple the image size, so it would look okay. Anyway, Crimson Diamond and Quest for Glory 4 satisfy your drawer opening needs. I don't know, there's something so satisfying to me about being able to, even though right now I'm telling you, I promise that on launch those drawers will have stuff in them. You might not be able to look or take any of the stuff, but there will be some text descriptions potentially of stuff that will flesh out some of the background of the story in a nice way for people who care to. But yeah, that's more work that I've made for myself, but I want to. I'm gonna break some of this up too, I think. It didn't seem right. Didn't seem right. And like I said, I think I said this a stream or two ago about working on teams versus working on my own. I can see the benefits and drawbacks of both, because I always want to pick at stuff and add stuff to things. And when you're working on a team, you can't necessarily do that, because what you're doing is you're making work for other people. And also there's a budget, and you can't just run off and do whatever you want, which is good. But I like being my own boss, and sometimes being a good boss and sometimes being a bad boss for Crimson Diamond stuff. Yes, Future List, yeah, Jim plays games, stuff in drawers. At the very least, writing stuff in drawers. And seeing what that's like. But yeah, all that stuff. Set dressing, which is so fun. And I actually, even with movies, I love movies with great set dressing. Like, of course, Wes Anderson movies are pretty amazing to look at. And so, I like a good set. Yes, randomized items and dressers and drawers. Eden Waith 17, yeah. I'm not going to kickstart the game, but a fun Kickstarter thing would be, at a certain awards tier, I can just add inventory items that people don't need into the drawers. Maybe I could denote them in a certain way. They could have a certain outline around them, just so you know that they're completely useless, but you could just have them if you want them, like trophies. Because I know people will take them, even if they don't. If they know for a fact they don't need them, they will still take them. Because I would. Collectibles. Yeah, Mouse Miss. See, you're a good player. Being a guest and going through someone's drawers, not nice. Perhaps in the kitchen that would be okay. You could add an event where someone walks in on you going through their drawers. Yeah, it's fun to see the different styles of player there are. There are the people that open up everything and leave everything open, even going so far as to turn on the taps in the lodge, and just leaving. And then there are other people, fewer people than the first type will open up and meticulously close back drawers because they feel like they will be detected or just to be polite. And even if you know for a fact that nothing is going to happen, either one way or the other, people will still do these things, and I love that about people. Oh no, Mouse must add useless inventory items to have an inventory limit. Cruel. And also, I guess I would have to make it so people could drop things, which would be a whole other thing. Yes, Karasalash. Welcome back, by the way. Achievement items. You find some old art supplies. Take MT32. Yes, achievement unlocked. Pick up everything. Bottle of pickled red herrings, a pencil with no erasers. That could be fun because actually I really enjoy making the inventory items. Because at this low resolution, it's fun to do big graphics because you can actually get more detail in them. And people might go for that. I don't know. Yes, Karashlash, hello. Yes, exactly, Karashlash. You got to leave everything open so you know you've rummaged a room already. Yes, and the specks of dust in Thimbleweed Park are like that, little collectibles. Take 50 apples, yeah. There is an orchard outside. I remember actually when I was doing one of my Adventure Game Studio basic videos, I learned, someone told me in chat how I could make inventory items you could pick up multiples and they would just fill your inventory. So you could, maybe I'll make it so that the apples, you could pick up unlimited apples in your inventory or something. Just stuff your pockets. Oh, Blauholzen, yeah, 12 minutes. That looks like a really cool game. Your friend was trying to flush every item. Oh no, you can only find 49 apples. There could be an achievement where if you finish the game with 50 apples in your pockets. It could be like Johnny Appleseed or something. That could be the achievement. Yeah, Celeste Studio, that's the thing is, conversely, so there are times when you can have a big inventory and and you never use the inventory items. I don't like it when I'm playing in an adventure game, and then at a certain point, some of my items get taken away from me, for whatever reason. Even if I don't need them anymore, I can see the game design reason for doing that because it streamlines stuff, so you're not going through stuff that you've already used that you don't need anymore. But I feel like it's my stuff, and I feel like I've been mugged. Oh, Evil Tentacle. I did not know there was a Rick and Morty promotional adventure game. You remember they had a few jokes like the programmers didn't have time to put anything in this drawer. I could always do that, but you know what's also bothering me right now is the ellipses shape of the way the firelight shape is being made versus the shape of the fire ring. I'm gonna actually close this up a bit, I think. Because that's bothering me. I'm gonna move this up. Ooh, deluxe text, that's diabolical. 49 apples, they are labeled 1 to 50, but number 28 does not exist. Oh, Karaslatz, that's even worse. You guys have the best ideas. Stuff pockets with rocks like Quest for Glory, only to realize you're over your weight cap and gotta drop rocks for a few minutes. Yeah, there should be encumbrance in the Crimson Diamond. Where, like in like Morrowind and stuff, you could just be over encumbered and not be able to move another step. Wonderful. Wonderful. Jim plays games with the loss of those items feel better if there was a good narrative reason for it, like the character actually being mugged. Yeah, I guess, but I still bothers me. I don't like losing my stuff. In fact, there is a part in the Crimson Diamond where you lose everything in your inventory. And I don't think I don't know if it's in the current build of the demo or not, but I guess you can try it if you want. But um, you could have your inventory, and when Nancy, if you're in the pink bathroom, you can take your clothes off and swap it for a towel. And if you do that and you check your inventory, you're not holding any of the stuff in your inventory because all your stuff is still in your pockets. I don't know if that's in the current build or not of the demo. But yeah, so in my game you can like lose all your inventory items, but you can't leave that room until you dress yourself again. So it's not really a big deal. I just liked it as a fun, fun thing to do because it only makes sense that if you've taken off all your clothes and wrapped a towel around yourself, you don't have your inventory anymore. Yes. Crash Labs, if what if the apple labels were RNG, so each player would be missing a different apple? You could trade apples online with people. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm gonna want to make this more consistent this way. Yes, imagine not leveling Nancy's strength early. Yes, she has stats now. No, in unforeseen incidents, you actually do get mugged, and you have to yell at a hippie to get your inventory back. Yeah, it's nice when you do get your stuff back. I'm not the only one who feels this loss when you lose your inventory stuff. Even King's Quest 3, they do that as well with the bandits. Yes. Therefore, I've played RPGs. Nancy should be able to hide a single lockpick in the towel. Sakana Cow, welcome back. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think I need to correct this. Um. Oh no! Oh, in Half-Life even you can lose all your guns halfway through and you can't avoid it. No, no, I don't. I don't like losing my stuff. It's my stuff. I don't. I don't want to lose it. I don't want that done to me. Yeah, I feel that's already better. Cause yeah, that is too open. Yeah, that works. Except there's a single pixel here that's now out of place. Got it. I'm sure we could come up with a definitive list of all the games where characters have either temporarily or permanently lost their inventory items. Because I can think of, yeah, I guess King's Quest 3, King's Quest 4, in King's Quest 5, if you end up mugged by the bandits and get stuck in the basement, do you lose your stuff? I feel like you do. Does that happen in King's Quest 6? Monkey Island 2 in the prison. It can be effective, Blaholtzen, for sure, as a mechanic to lose your inventory stuff for guns. It happens in Simon the Sorcerer, Leisure Suit Larry 2. SH Dawn says Cosmic Warrior 3. Also Simon the Sorcerer. It's pretty common because yeah, like I said, I get why that's happening, um, but I take it so personally. I hate losing stuff. Oh, Jim plays games. You lose your inventory in your first AGS game. That's because there's a reset of the timeline. Okay, well that yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, it's so stressful. You know. So Sierra Sakanakawa says, ah, life is lost. 110:43. So true. It's so true. But I want my games to be like a respite from real life. But yes. Okay. Oh yes, and something else that was possibly mentioned was, although I don't see how it would work so well now, is like a suggestion of a trail going down to the lake or river. I guess it's a lake in this picture. I don't know what color it would be though. Maybe it would be interrupt some of that. Ah, in Space Quest you keep some items between games sometimes. Yes, Largo. In Monkey Island 2, you lose all your money. That's fine because you started with something that you didn't, oh, you didn't pick up yourself. So I don't feel like that's as much of a loss. Um, what was I gonna? Okay, I think I didn't realize there was inventory continuity in the Space Quest games. I did not know that. Detective D, it's plot related. EA Benson, for the inventory loss. Yeah, I guess it's pretty common. Come to think of it. The chunk of Orium in Space Quest cross loss just carries over. Ah, just a Jeffy game idea. Marie Kondo adventure game. We start out with a lot of inventory items, and the point is to get to 0 items by the end. It's called Sparks of Joy. That would be really cool, actually. Yeah, because you could start out and then you have to give these to other characters, or you could find uses for them or something like that. I like that idea. SH Danya with Monkey Island 2, people restarting and tried to walk the other way, and Largo still gets you. Ooh, in Space Quest 3, you begin with a gem from Space Quest 2. Is that the Orium? Yeah, 11043. I can totally see why it would be done. And I know maybe I'll do it. I don't know, but yeah, it's not something I'm crazy about myself. Let's move this up. And let's clear this out completely. Let's redo this. So we're gonna work on, I think, some dithering today. We seem to be around. Oh, you know what? We're gonna work on the guy again, the character. Get him to a state of completion, and then do some dithering, I think. Because do we feel he's pretty good? I think he needs more shadow on his pant leg. And I might make his leg longer. Rogue, hello, welcome. Good to see you. Yeah, it's looking pretty good, but yeah, I'm definitely going to add some dithered shadows to the trees, the cast shadows. But I still feel like I want to just adjust the man's proportions somewhat. What's really weird is why can I see the checkerboard underneath this all? Why is that? It's very faint. That's kind of creeping me out. Why would that be? Yes, it's good to see you. It's been a while. Okay, so now when I do this, it's... What is going on? Why? Oh, what? Is it to do with this? Is this not 100% black? Is that what's going on? One second. Okay, it's 97% black. That's what's happening. My gosh. Whew, okay. Okay. How's that? Okay, we're fine. We're fine. That was scary. We're good. No, I just was I was just seeing. I thought what it was when you're working on in Photoshop and you're working with a ping and the background is transparent, you get the gray and white checkerboard, and I thought that's what I was seeing, and I could not think of why. But what it was I've got this black dithered layer mask, and when I did the fill to get rid of it all, I filled the black, but it was only 97% black, not 100% black, and so it was like at a 3% opacity, which was freaking me out. Yeah, okay, it's okay now. We're fine. Everything's fine. Yes, scary transparencies are scary. Yeah, crisis averted, exactly. Because I thought, oh, it's some kind of weird transparency. No, so just watch the opacity of your layer masks, I guess, is the moral of that story. Yeah, Blaholtzen, it's too bad. I mean, even in Creative Cloud, this is the most recent edition of Photoshop, you can't do indexed colors without smushing everything together. I don't know why. Why is that? I should ask, actually. You know what? I've got an in with in Adobe, so I'm gonna ask the Adobe contact about that. Ask about why indexed colors mode can't use layers. Yeah. Good question. So I will ask that. And hopefully by next stream we will have an answer. Oh yeah, I was going to work on the guy before I was disturbed. And this pop-out thing's really weird. I don't like how this is done now either. Which one is layers? I don't know these pictures of things. Okay, whatever. Ooh, Roke, you're very close to finishing your indie game, but since you wrote your own engine, you're in the last-minute memory leak detection phase. All the technical bugs must be squashed. Wow. I'm super impressed that you made your own engine. That's amazing. It's one of those things that it's super cool to me that people can do that. Because yeah, I'm definitely nowhere near that. And it's just so cool because it's like bespoke. Ah, there's a trailer on Steam. Your game is called Hisato no Saku. If you want, please link it. Yes, please link it. Davor is asking, me, Grindoslav, any AGSers here know how to get the friendly name for key code? For example, A from key code A or whatnot. Thank you, Roke. I'm just going to open that up as well in my browser so I don't lose it, so I can check that after stream. Super cool. Yeah, it looks really amazing. It looks amazing. So congratulations on that, and good luck with the rest of it. The friendly name for key code. I'm not entirely sure the question. Oh, you found 2 memory leaks today, Roke. Wow. For key code, yeah, they're called key code A, key code B, key code C, etc. Or you can just get the number for the key code as well. I don't know a heck of a lot about it. Oh, C++. Must misguessed correctly. Amazing. Just amazing. My respect and admiration, Roke. 100%. So cool. And I always say this, but on my bucket list of things I want to do after the Crimson Diamond is finished is I want to learn some more programming. Probably C or C# or something to get better at that, because I don't know so much of how to do things. Okay, Roke says C# is great if you've never planned to learn C++. Yeah, and Roke, the reason I say C# is because I think even Francisco said that Adventure Game Studio, the scripting language, is closest to C#, and that's why I'm most interested in learning that one, because I basically want to keep using Adventure Game Studio and learn how to use it just the best way that I can, and that's the reasoning for that. Yeah, Roke? Okay, good. That's good to know that C# is a nice language. All you engine makers, that's amazing. I'm trying to make his leg a little longer because I do feel like he needs it. Hunter 1043 asks, how much of my art education was anatomy study? Well, I'm kind of scared that you're asking me that because I wonder if it's to say that this dude right now is not looking that good. But I did not. I don't know if it shows anymore, but I did a lot. So I had a 3-year diploma program, college arts at an art college, and we had a class for life drawing that was 3 hours a week. But there were 2 more life drawing sessions that you could attend at night from about 6 o'clock to 9 o'clock, and so I would do those both nights every week. So I was doing 9 hours of life drawing for like 8 months for 3 years. So that's a lot of life drawing, but as with anything, if you don't do it for a while, you get rusty. And I haven't done it for years. And it's one of those things where, yeah, COVID and stuff. Also, I'm out in the suburbs, and the life drawing courses and the life drawing sessions are in the city. But when things hopefully get back to normal, and maybe some life drawing sessions open up, I would be motivated to go back, because drawing people is one of the most difficult things you can do, but it's super rewarding. Karasalash also weighs in C# is nice for features, but not getting too deep into how technical it can get with C++. Oh, thanks to Hunter 10 for you saying the anatomy is good. Yeah, the man's got a short leg, so I'm trying to cheat it a little bit just right now. With playing with the shape of his boot and the angle of his leg. Yeah, it's a lot of life drawing. I really loved it. I really loved it. And I had a great life drawing teacher. Just fantastic. And that also counts for a lot too. You've been going for 2 years, Hunter 1043? It takes a long time. In fact, I wonder if I think even when I took a postgrad 1 year, and I don't remember if we did life drawing in that too or not. We might have. But yeah, I would love to get back. All of my art friends, we always say the same thing. We need to get back to doing life drawing. Without exception, we all say the same thing. It's that important. Okay, and Davor says C# is relatively user friendly. Okay, that's really good. And I think I've asked you guys before. Of course, I forgot / did not write it down. If you guys have any online courses that you recommend that I should look into, when the Crimson Diamond is finished, which will happen. It's just frustrating when, you know. I'm still working on chapter 4, but I'm actually getting a lot of progress done with it, but I'm still working on chapter 4. Code Academy is a good site. Unsure if they do see. Okay, I'm gonna write this down. Code Academy. Because I was planning on, after high school, going into computer science to learn to do programming and stuff, but I went to art school instead. Oh, perfect. Rogue, thank you. Code Academy, learn C#. Okay, I'm gonna open that link up, save for later. Thank you. Yeah. Ooh, and another one. Thank you. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna open up that, and thank you guys. This is another a total benefit of streaming. Is having you guys here and just being able to give me advice about not only what we're doing right now and what's in front of us with this piece, but about coding and engines and all the kind of stuff that we talk about here, because you guys know a lot of stuff, and it's awesome. I get all the links tonight. Jay Siron, and welcome back, by the way, JC Siron. How many chapters are going to be in the Crimson Diamond? There are 7 chapters in the Crimson Diamond, and I'm currently working on chapter 4. The demo is chapter 1. And I think chapter 1 is I don't know. I think it's shorter than most chapters now that I think of it. Um, it's either about the same as other chapters or a little bit shorter. Chapter 4 has a lot. Has a lot. I feel like, and yeah, I think I'd have to ask my beta testers actually what they think in terms of length. But I do feel like it's going to be about probably, I would say, 7 to 10 hour game approximately, depending on how much stuff you get into. Yes, hidden. Yeah, Rana Dragster. It's got a hidden chapter 8, Moral World. Yeah, she goes into like a sewage pipe, and it's like a water level or something. Or it's the mirror universe where all the screens are reversed. Something like that. We'll figure something out. It'll be DLC, like a new chapter. I'll release a new chapter, every 6 months or something. Do it that way. I'm not doing it that way. Yeah. 110:43. You should make the ultimate location of the bodies a beaver's den. That would be amazing if a beaver made a beaver dam of just people. That's kind of really scary, actually. No one knows if there's any bodies in this game. It's a mystery game. I didn't say it was a murder mystery. But I won't say that it's not a murder mystery. Yes, exactly. Evil Tentacle. Drawer Contents DLC. The old reverse Shawshank Redemption. I rewatched Shawshank Redemption recently. It holds up. It's beautiful. It's a really nice movie. And the soundtrack is amazing. It's a mystery mission. Yes, we can have loot boxes in the game. Bumblebee Bat. Yeah. There's gonna be skins for Nancy. You're gonna be able to purchase Nancy skins, and there's gonna be multiplayer, and there's gonna be a seasons pass, and you get new Nancy Maple content every 6 months, and there's gonna be a leaderboard for picking apples. Yes, Dave, we're watching AJ's tutorials on YouTube, which, yes, they tell you what the game wants, tells you what the game wants to do, but they are not made by programmers who necessarily know how to code, which is what my YouTube tutorials for Adventure Game Studio were like. Because I certainly do not know how to code. I know just enough to do what I need to do. Murder, she wrote. Maybe she wrote, maybe not, who knows. Deluxe Texas doesn't really roll off the tongue. Yeah, it could. I mean, could have been murder. I mean, it seems like she knew. This is whole conspiracy theory about Jessica Fletcher, just, you know, killing people because everywhere she goes seems to be where things happen. In Crossless, yes, the mystery is what's in all those drawers. Oh, it would be fun to just make strange, weird vanity items. Oh, thanks, Rogue. You're saying this dude already looks awesome. Thank you. I've just made his knee a little pointy. Oh my goodness. Ronald Drashta asks, is Dan still alive at the end of the Crimson Diamond? Ha. I am, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to mention Dan in the Crimson Diamond in the actual game. That would be fun. Give him a cameo. Yeah, some people would definitely kill for Diamond's Mousimus. And yet, Murder, she typed it as a text parser. Yeah, it should be typed because Jessica Fletcher uses a typewriter, doesn't she? So it's not really she wrote, she typed. I guess maybe her drafts were written. I don't know. You could clean the fish with these knees. That's how pointy they are. Yeah, I think I've fixed that now. They're not as pointy. Yes, yeah, Dave War, exactly. Watching this tutorial took you a bit to realize it was Late Blight. He was Late Blight played the Crimson Diamond demo too. That's which is really fun. He did that a long time ago. This might not be the best way to do it, and he made a video of it. So yeah, check that out if you can find it. Late Blight's the Crimson Diamond demo play. This might not be the best way to do it, but I made an if statement for every letter of the alphabet to open the text parser window and input that letter. And honestly, Dave War, I'm ashamed to say it, but I copied and pasted something from the AGS forums or somewhere that does exactly that. So that is in the code for the Crimson Diamond. This inefficient way to do it. I believe. I'd have to double check because it's been so long, but I think I've done that. I'm so sorry. Blauholzen, you're going to accuse everyone you meet of murder regardless of there being a body? Yeah, a writer types on a typewriter. But in the introductory sequence of Murder She Wrote, she's on a typewriter. That's going to bother me now. Murder She Word Processing. Yes, Dave, I'm so sorry. Oh man, I'm so sorry. Murder She Word Processing is good. It works. It works. Yeah, I think it's still there, Dave War. But what I did was, okay, how about this? Is this forgivable? Because if the player presses like the A on the keyboard, the text parser opens, but the letter is capitalized. Does that make it any better? So that's why I've got, if player types A, they get big A in the text parser, and B and C and everything. So when you type into the text parser, it naturally capitalizes the first letter. I'm sure there's a better way to do that, but that's what it does right now. And actually, in Late Blight's playthrough, if I do recall, he appreciated the fact that when he opened the text parser by typing a letter, it was capitalized. What have I missed? What's Monkaz? It's called a typewriter, Blahoten says, so I think it means it both types and writes. Does it mean you type on it and the machine writes? It should be called a type printer, shouldn't it? Because it's not writing. It's printing, like a printing press. Oh, Fractal Mind Mike! Thanks for subscribing. Oh my gosh, Fractal Mind Mike I'm gonna shout out Fractal Mind Mike. Because I know Fractal Mind Mike streams because Fractal Mind Mike streamed the Crimson Diamond and I watched him. Fractal Mind Mike has a great channel. Plays all kinds of amazing retro games. And Cosmic Void 3 forces lowercase on the text. Interesting. It capitalizes anyway, Dave, what is what you're saying? Weird. Oh, Monkaz is an emote if you have that one plot. Okay, I did not know that. Fractal Mind. Yes. Okay, sweating nervous face. Okay. Are there any old LP records in the game? You could cameo Dan there with his own album. I don't know if records were invented. Were records invented by 1914? Yeah, Fractal Mind Mike, thank you so much for playing the demo on stream. Fractal Mind Mike is a great streamer and has an amazing big box collection too. So if you do catch him on stream, try to persuade him to show some of it off. Oh wow, your code is way nicer than mine, Davor. And it just seems to capitalize from that for some reason. Oh, Fractal Mind Mike, I'm so glad you streamed it and you liked streaming it. You got through the whole thing, like, cold. I was amazed. Everyone plays better than I do. I'm telling you. Yeah, I think that's working better for me. I'm impressed by how patient everyone is. I'm not that patient. I think though, I got through Thimbleweed Park with maybe one hint, maybe two hints. In Broken Age, I just needed one hint, I think, but that one was easier. Oh, and you're gonna make your own Crimson Diamond box if one doesn't get made, Fractal Mike. I might provide like instructions and templates and stuff for that if people do want to do that. So, no, that's awesome, and it'd be cool to have it. Like, and Francisco had a one-off printed of for Lamplight City big box, so that's definitely possible. Okay, Roque believes that writing because a person can still commit their thoughts to paper directly with a typewriter as with a pen. Well, I thought writing was the act of using like a pen or some kind of stylus freehand on paper. Can someone look up what writing means, what the definition is? It's opposed to drafting in one medium and printing in another. Oh, why was this picture mirrored horizontally, Ronald Rakstra? Ronald Rakstra, was it for game practical reasons or because it looks nicer? I just mirrored this because I wanted to just check the composition balance. I could flip it back actually because I will forget. Oh, Mouse Miss, I think I played it before they implemented that phone hint thing. Okay, yeah, 65 is ASCII code for capital A. To get lowercase add 32. Deluxe text is easier to type than go dictate to a stenographer. Context of handwriting, but what does... Okay, I'm gonna look up what the definition, the dictionary definition of writing. Because does it mean that it's by hand? And everything else, like any mechanical means, is something else, like printing or typing? Right. Okay, to write. Okay, there's two. To mark with letters, words, or other symbols on a surface, typically paper, with a pen, pencil, or similar implement. That's the first definition. Second definition is to compose, write, and send a letter to somebody. So to compose something is considered writing as well. So I guess that could both work. Because what I thought was that only the first definition existed, where the definition of writing was using an implement like a pen to transcribe something on paper. But it could be the other thing. Yeah, in the context of work being a writer. Yeah. Yeah, so here it is. This is the way it's supposed to be. And I'm glad I was reminded because I would forget. And let's see how his boot is looking kind of maybe wide. But yes, this is just another art tip to check composition. It's sometimes nice to flip your piece. Yes. Yeah. People definitely use write in both ways, both to write with an implement and also the act of composing a thought onto paper, which could be with a typewriter or word processor, what have you. Because, yeah, you say I'm writing a novel. You don't say I'm word processing a novel. So, yeah, I get it. Yeah, so now his leg is looking kind of longer. Kind of, but I think I need to add some more to his backside. Yes, if you verbalize a book to your typist, you wrote a book, not your typist. Yes. And Dostoevsky dictated deluxe text? I mean, Cosmic Void 3? That must be nice. It's not very common, I don't think, but maybe, I don't know, maybe that works really well. Because then maybe you have to be lucid. Rogue, I enjoy that we get to dissect language here. Dostoevsky's wife Wrote his stuff for him, but he's still the writer. That's true. Would be nice to have the moon above the gap so the reflection on the water could show watery animation. Yeah, was having it didn't look believable to me before, but we could definitely figure something out. With the moon should be more up, I think. Yes, yeah, that's true, Blaholson as well. In like the chat, people are talking and saying things, but you're typing. Yeah, it's true. We do use language like that. Yeah, I don't say, Blaholson types. I say Blaholson says, well, we are technically typing. So, yeah. No, you guys always have lovely conversations here, and I learn so much stuff, which is definitely a bonus to doing this. Back to mine, Mike. I can almost redeem 10 watercolors. I think I put that on a cooldown. I believe I did. Although, I could be proven wrong. Just one stream is just nothing but showing cat cards the entire time. That'd be fine. Oh my goodness, you guys. I gotta make stuff more expensive. I can just see that. Someone coming watching the stream for the first time, and all I do is one solid stream of just cat cards. I thought she was a game developer. She's just showing us cat watercolor cards of her cats. 7K short. You know what? We did mention on Dan's stream where I need a Julia get back to work type of thing, or more channel rewards. We'll look into more channel rewards. When do we get the 25K push-up reward? Yeah, that's not happening. I do push-ups, but I'm not gonna have that because it's just too much trouble. I know Francisco used to have it, and I need to steal an idea from Francisco. I think that's something important that I need to do, because he's stolen from me, and I need to return the favor. Ah, watercolor cat card. Thank you, Rook. You redeemed. Ah, Deluxe Talks, you read this really interesting book by one of the authors of the Merriam-Webster Dictionary on how dictionaries are written. Was it Merriam or was it Webster? Yes, Davor, Francisco got rid of his push-up channel reward. Yes, you have Rook, you have points. Okay, yes, let's do one. Perfect. This actually, I think it's a good time to take a break. So let's go back to Big Julia view. Okay, yes, I will show a cat card now. And the thing is so these it says cards by Julia. So here is, it's not full, but this is not all of them. Actually, the better ones are in frames on the wall. So you're getting kind of the ones I thought were not as good. Or the ones that we had up for a long time. And I decided to swap them. Yeah, Davor, I'm so sorry. Although maybe if you ask really nicely, he'll still do them for you. Yeah, you're cool with B-side cat cards? Okay, good. And I'll try to remember which ones I've shown. This one's kind of cool. Or not cute. This is kind of cute. Just need to get it out now. No, thank you, Rook. I appreciate it. If I could just... Oh, here we go. What year was this? 2004. Back when there were 3 cats. So we've got the fluffy orange and white cat. That was Sparky. Rest in peace, Sparky. The middle cat was Leo. Rest in peace, Leo. And the one on the end there, of course, is our Dido, who lasted the longest, but is no more. And I don't actually do Christmas ones very often. I don't think I did this every year. But I did do it in 2004. And it says here, Merry Merry Christmas from Julia and Leo, Dido, and Sparky. We're sorry we mess up the tree skirt. Because I don't know if anyone has cats in the chat, but if you have a Christmas tree, cats love the Christmas tree. It's their favorite thing. And if you have a tree skirt underneath it, they just go to town, and they'll play with the Christmas tree ornament, so you know not to put anything breakable on the reachable branches. Thank you guys. Yeah. Oh, you got your first cat this year? Well, look, this is something for you to look forward to if you do have a Christmas tree, Blaholtzen, because they love the Christmas tree. If it was up to them, the Christmas tree would be up all year. You got rid of your old busted plastic Christmas tree for a year or two ago, so you're going to have a nice new one for them to climb all over. I mean, depending on the age and the exuberance level of the cat, they will climb it. Oh, thanks. I'm glad you guys like it. Yes, Karashalas cats love making messes. Yeah, Leo, like, he was a gray tabby with those markings, and some cats have kind of an M shape. I exaggerated it for the cards. But yeah. But yes, there was a time when they were all three cats, and now there are no cats, but I still use Dido in them. Yes, decorate the trees with the cats. Seems to be like it. Yeah, it's great. It's like you bring the outdoors indoors for them. They love it. They really appreciate it. Ah, Jamat. Cats love Christmas trees. If it was up to them, there'd be a Christmas tree up all year. Sounds like the premise of a decent children's book. I think that'd be super cute. I get what would that would it would be called. It would be called 365 Days of Christmas, but it wouldn't even be a Christmas story. The last page would be Christmas, right? And it wouldn't even go into being like a Christmas celebration. It would just be every other day of the year, every season. It's still there. The cat loves it. There you go, Fractal Mind Mike. Your most recent drawing you hated while you were making it, but actually like it now that it's done. That happens very often. So I'm glad that you get to appreciate that. Especially if you spend a long time on something, making minute adjustments, and you just get sick of it. Because what drawing is, for the most part, is dozens to hundreds of small decisions that you're making on a second-to-second basis. And after a while, it gets kind of wearing. And you need to take a step back and take a few days away from it. Like me with this piece is I get to leave it for a week and not think about it. I come back to it. At first glance, I see all this stuff. All of a sudden, I think the guy's too low. I think this needs to be done. All that stuff. Because you forget all those little decisions that you got so tied up with making. But what's nice is when you revisit it and you see something that you like, you can think, oh, well, all those little decisions I made, one on top of the other, compounding decisions, I actually did a good job. I feel, you feel good when you feel like the decisions you made were good ones. So congratulations! 365 days of Christmas and cats. Oh, it could be a small video game called To Reach the Star. Just about a small cat trying to snatch the star off the top of the tree without falling down. Oh no, Ronald Draxter, you know why cats are excited for Christmas? They love Santa Claus. Terrible. Thanks for that, because there hasn't been a pun all stream. Yes, dad joke. Increment the dad joke by 1. Wonderful. Thrilling. Okay, back to work. Thank you for the redemption. Okay, we're not back. We're back now. Okay. Dan will be proud when I tell him someone made a dad joke on stream. Okay, okay. Let's see how I feel about this. His back is shaped a little weird now. I think I'm gonna continue to fiddle with it. Just a little. Mini Julia's not. Ooh, oh no. Mini Julia's not showing. Okay. Let's fix that. Weird. Okay. Let's see. Thank you, Evil Tentacle. You're such a helpful tentacle. I don't know why you're called evil. Okay, let's add a display caption. Oh, let's copy Big Julia. We'll just copy this and then paste it over here. And then make it small. So sorry. I don't know. I did do a test for sound, but I guess I didn't do a test for visual. It's bad of me. So let's just move some of this stuff over. Okay, so there's little Julia. That's fine, right? That's gonna do the trick. Ugh. Shift it over 1, shift it over 2. Okay, perfect. You lull people into a false sense of security with helpfulness. Or they come to depend on your helpfulness, and then one day you just aren't helpful anymore, and they're like, what happened? I need Evil Tentacle. Okay, thank you, perfect. Okay, so let's work on this guy's back. Oh no, I'm at 80%. The old bait and switch. Okay. Marsman says agreed some tree shadows would be nice. The fisherman looks good. Okay. Why don't we do a little bit of tree shadow dithering. Because I could just dither. Oh, see, there's my dad joke. I could continue to dither before I start dithering. But I will stop and I will start dithering. Yes, the cat's tails, or whatever the lakeside floor is called, Fractalmon. Like, yeah, they're called. I think they're called. Yeah, they're cat's tails. I think. So let's do this. Yeah, we're dither-dallying. Okay, so let's work in some of these shadows. Block them in first. Getting the angle kind of right would be nice. Oh man, look at that. I gotta shift the screen over, the dither over, because it's missing one. It's fine. Oh, whoops. Oh. Oh, did I mess that up? Hold on. I think I destroyed the mat. What's going on? Why? Don't do this to me. Oh, whoops. What? Oh, wait. What did I do now? Okay, that's not gonna work. Somehow I've made an embossed filter look. I don't want that. That's okay. That's okay. There we go. Never mind. Just pay no attention. Yeah, I did a dad joke. Horrible. I've got bad influences surrounding me. There. just save this again. Duplicate it, so in case I mess this up again. Okay, back to this. This is the sausage part. You wish you could extend the classes in AGS, Davor? Classes? Does the game have a boss key? The Deluxe Talks wants to know. It does not have a boss key. Wouldn't that be fun though? I should do that. And make it some Windows 3.1 desk, productivity software or something. This is when I panic quit the application and hope I saved recently. And people do love a good boss key. Now let's think of games that have a boss key. Do all the Leisure Suit Larry games have boss keys? Oh, Furia Darls has one. Nice. So Blaholtzen, yeah, boss keys are, so the idea being you'd be playing this at work in an office, and if your boss passed by quickly, you could press the boss key, which is, I think, F9 in some cases, and it would automatically change your screen to something that looked like something you'd be working on in an office, like a spreadsheet or something. Yes. Oh, okay, so the first layer, the what number Larry is that? Wet Dreams Don't Dry has one, but Wet Dreams Dry Twice does not. And I know some DOS arcade games do have boss keys as well. I vaguely remember them, but I couldn't tell you what games. Yeah, those are the more recent Leisure Suit Larry games, right? I would love a new EGA text parser Leisure Suit Larry game, and no one's gonna make it. I have to do it. It's up to me. Oh no, you never got to use them because the feature disappeared by the time you worked in an office. I think for a lot of us, probably. Oh my gosh, Fractal Mind Mike, people suggested I should put a boss key in my game that displays an OBS-like screen. I'm actually streaming. This is the track that I like to point out was the track that was the Crimson Diamond theme until Dan came along and totally made it something totally amazing. Ronald Draxler used Leisure Suit Larry's boss key more as a mom key. I don't think you're alone in that at all. Ah, you pressed them as a kid, Rokus. I mean, were confused about them for a long while. Yeah, yeah. Because it would show up in like the kind of, oh well, this is the key you can press. It's a boss key, and then as a kid I also did not know. I thought it meant like you'd press it to get like the end game boss or something, you know. So I'm kind of using the dithering as well to give some depth in these areas too. Yes, which boss are we talking about? Mom is the boss, or like you get to fight Bowser or something. I don't know, because that was a boss to me. I'm like, a boss key? Oh yes, Roke, it makes you strong like a boss. It makes you the boss. You press the boss key. I do like this track quite a bit. I think it's called The Wreck of the Asia or something like that, if I recall. Yeah, another one, good one, Rogue. Instant promotion at your work. You press the boss key, and then all of a sudden, HR comes up to you and says, we need to give you a meeting right now and give you more money." Yes. Yeah, it would actually be better if instead of a spreadsheet, which is not something maybe everyone works on in an office, or maybe not that particular kind, it should have been like a blue screen of death or something, because that would be more universal. Because, oh my gosh, my computer just crashed again. So it would be more applicable to a bunch of different workplaces. Oh, interesting. Okay, that's true, Fractal Mind Mike. Many people did not have a personal computer at home, so they'd buy games and bring them to their office to play. Yeah. There's a boss screen of death. Even more concerning when pressed by accident. C64 basic screen. Yeah, it just would make no sense on like any type of other machine. My computer got spontaneously turned into a C64 somehow. I'm gonna need to reboot. Oh no, Marasmus. My mom played Prince of Persia. Well, you wrote Price of Persia, but I believe you meant Prince. My mom played Prince of Persia in office. Once, and the boss came in, they turned the monitor, but the sound remained. Price of Persia. That sounds like a game show. I liked playing those DOS games that were the game show games. I had Concentration, Family Feud, Jeopardy, Wheel of Fortune, lovely lovely EGA games. They were the best. Yeah. When Sierra coworkers used the boss key when Ken stepped into the office. Maybe that's why the boss key is there in Sierra games. It's not even for the consumer, it was for the developers, and they just never took them out. That's kind of a nice idea. Vincent Price of Persia. Sounds like a conqueror. Oh no, see, it's happened again. Where the mask is not covering. No, I like it better this way, but that means I have to go in. Sometimes the mask is not filling everything 100%, so I have to go back in. Yeah. Oh. Yes, just Jeffy, you still enjoy the CGA Wheel of Fortune, even though it takes Vanna forever to turn the letters sometimes. Guess you need to press that turbo button. It's fun though. Those games were fun. I really like the concentration one because you could do like the rebus and stuff. But the Family Feud is pretty great. I guess I'm gonna assume they still make those types of games, but they're not as fun because they're not CGA. Nightbot has thrown up the Crimson Diamond links. So there is a demo for the Crimson Diamond on Steam. And yeah, I put my streams up on my YouTube channel after the fact for anyone who wants to check them out there. And I'm on Twitter at Julia Minabata. And there's a dev blog that I do every month. And every month, without fail, when it's mid-month and it's time to do the dev blog again, I think, I can't believe another month has passed. And then I just look into the distance for a little while and wonder. I do know that Dan Avidan of Game Grumps did an amazing, really super chill and relaxing playthrough of King's Quest IV that is highly enjoyable. So if you guys are interested in watching Let's Plays, he does a beautiful King's Quest IV playthrough. And probably the Space Quest games too. Yeah, I'm glad you like that one, Blaholton. Oh, it's already September next week. I know, Mousimus, don't rub it in. It's just... September is the 9th month of 12. That doesn't seem right. It's not right. Ronald Dragster, thanks for coming to chat. Have a great night. It's always good to see you. Yes, Gerkrasslash also agrees. The Game Grump playthroughs of CR games are very nice. Co-ops are less chill but still fun to watch. Yeah. Oh, congratulations, Blaholtzen. You're getting your second shot in the beginning of September. Fantastic. Yeah, I got my second shot I think back in June. And it just feels really nice. Like I'm still wearing all the masks and doing all the same stuff for the most part and still being really careful, but it's just nice to have that in the back of my head. So, congratulations for that. And I can see why you'd be looking forward to it. It took a while for your age group to get them where you live. I was like quote unquote fortunate because my area was considered a hotspot, and so there were some walk-ins that I was able to take advantage of in my area. So. Ugh. Yeah, it's tough. It's especially with ICUs and things getting filled up all over the place. That's the biggest challenge, right? I mean, they could be filled up and you could have some other horrible accident that's totally unrelated and they won't have room for you. It's kind of scary. So yeah. The big deal is staying out of the hospital. Absolutely. I mean, if you need to, of course, please do go. But if you don't need to, and if you can take a reasonable step to prevent that from happening, yeah. Oh, congratulations, Mouse! You had your second shot this week. Yeah, it's just it does feel good. I mean, it doesn't feel good, literally feel good, because I did get a little bit fevery and stuff, but it does feel good, metaphorically or figuratively, to have it done. Yeah, it took you out for a day fever and such. Yeah, I think I didn't feel great for maybe 2 days, and then the third day I was starting to kind of feel like better about it. Yeah, but then it's like, okay, well, I'm glad. I know for sure that I got the thing. So in a way, it's also good. My body is working. Oh, that's horrible, SH Dawn. Yeah, so that's the big thing. That's the scariest thing, Yeah, if you know, to have people die because they can't get into the hospitals to get scans done and all that type of thing. Yeah, that's just terrible, and that's preventable. I mean, maybe not at that time because depending on what when that happened, we might not have had a vaccine. But nowadays, yeah, it can be preventable. Yes, yes, the relief of being vaccinated far outweighs the side effects, even with just the first shot. Yes, and it does feel good to have it done, Maximus. Absolutely, it's like a bit of peace of mind, just a little bit, you know. And that does go a long way. I know I read something like pretty frightening that Ontario's backlog for elective surgeries, so called, was in the millions, which is just absolutely freaky. And stuff they considered elective is stuff that I wouldn't consider elective. What do I know? But yeah, it just didn't seem that elective to me, like stuff that seemed pretty time sensitive. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I gotta also give a shout out to the guy. So right now I'm doing the Control H to hide the selection so that I can see what I'm doing. So the selection is still there, and that I'm only really going to be able to, um, what am I trying to say? I can only really paint into the parts that are the dark blue, like this, and everything else kind of stays intact. But I don't have the visual noise of the marquee or the marching ants, as they were called in college. Yeah, Evil Tentacle is really cool. So yeah, I still got that selection up. But Control H is the shortcut to hide it. It's still there, but you just don't see it. And it's super handy for something like this where I want to be able to paint in without worrying about painting in to other areas. Oh, Dave Boy says elective surgeries are where most hospitals make most of their money, so it's been real bad incentive not keeping people safe. I didn't even think of that. I don't know how it works in Canada. But yeah, I mean when they get when hospitals and doctors bill for certain things, I think there probably is an impact. Yeah. So now I can't draw on him, which is nice. But yeah, that selection's still there. And it's funny because I've watched Francisco on his Wild West Wednesday stream sometimes work with Photoshop, and he's learned some. I've learned something from him, and he's watched me do a little bit of Photoshop on art streams, and he's learned a thing from me. So it's kind of fun to when you watch people do things that you kind of do all the time, picking up little things here and there. So it's really cool to have that experience, and I know exactly what that's like. That's not bad, not bad, not bad, not bad. But yeah, the circle still feels a bit circle-ish. Do I want to just completely, you know what, let's do a version of this where I'm using the dithering all around. Because I might just want to do that to really spotlight it. Okay, so. Oh, thank you, SH Don. The extra shadows are adding a nice weight to the screen. It grounds the trees and logs, making them look better attached to the ground. Absolutely, yeah. I just, for me, I tend to save the dithering in for last. um, because I want it to kind of work on its own first and have the dithering kind of enhance what's already there. Um, oops. Maybe this will be too much, maybe. But anyway, I want to see and try. Oh, thanks, you guys. And I might actually start painting and fading some of this in. Um, taking this to smaller and painting back out. Breaking that up a little bit. Yeah, this one is not really one with a lot of color and stuff. So it's more like we're trying to get some tone in. And also another trick, of course, when looking at your pieces, for contrast is to make it grayscale. And see if it still holds up. So we're going to do that too after I just finish painting in some of this tone. We're upping the coziness quotient of the piece. And that's another thing about EGA versus VGA is this dithering stuff. I just love it so much. There's something about it. It's kind of magical to me. Fascinating. And people do have different styles with it, you know? I mean, I think we're mentioning that at the top of the stream is that it's so, you know, you think about the resolution 320 by 200, you think about the colors, the 16, but you can tell everyone's got their own way of doing it. Too cozy, take it back. Dial back coziness. I like some of the leaked light in here, actually, the little specks. The specks of it. Just gives a bit of dimension. Oh, you know what? I need to... Okay, I know what I need to do. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I kind of like how it kind of bleeds in certain areas, so I'm going to cut some of this back, I think. Give a bit of texture. And yeah, the Nightbot's just given the link again for Thursday, August 26th at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be on Robert Willing's Interviews from the Multiverse live YouTube stream, where we're going to talk Crimson Diamond and answer questions and stuff, maybe, if there are any questions in chat. And if you check out Robert's YouTube channel, Willin, Willin, you can check out his interviews that he's already done with Francisco Gonzalez, Dave Gilbert, among others. So definitely check that out. His talk with Francisco was really a lot of fun. They really get into talking about other games and, you know, the stuff that Francisco's done. And Robert knew so much about Francisco's games. It was really impressive. So check it out, and hope to see you guys on the stream on Thursday. No, don't say that, Mouse Miss. I started to work on this back in January. Oh, no, don't say that. That's horrifying. Gah. Oh my gosh. Oh, no. Yes, thank you, Monkass. Yes. Yeah. I promise when I'm doing this on my own, like when I'm working on, I promise, okay, there's about 70 rooms so far in Crimson Diamond, and they all did not take me 8 months to make. I promise. Thank you, Evil Tentacle. Perfect. Yeah. This is why I don't like keeping track of things. I know that'll just scare me and horrify me. This is, yeah, but this is coming along, right? For something that we've been working on for 8 months, whatever. Dave, boy, this is why I like two-person work streams, because one person can actually be getting stuff done while the other blathers. Like, you mean the music streams, like with Dan last stream, where Dan managed to make a whole piece of music from beginning to end, pretty much. Um, how does he do that? How? Unbelievable. It's okay. It's not a race. It's not a race. And yeah, I'm doing this by myself. I don't have a publisher or anything like that. So there's no one really, there's no due date per se. There's no deadline. Oh, okay. You said like you and Donna, Costas and Sarah. You think you're mostly commenting on his stuff on your co-streams. I need to check those streams out. I've been so bad about keeping up to date with people streaming. Hmm. I am liking, yeah, just that overall that dither is helping, I think. Although, you know what if I want to get really fancy, maybe I can cut into the blue light area with some blue dithering, maybe. So let's see. This is when I have multiple layers of the same color of dither, and it's very inefficient. Let's see what this looks like. Oh no, Deluxe Text. I'd have to wake up before noon to catch the theropod streams. Well, I am usually up before noon, but I you know, have a routine. I won't even say I'm always up before noon, but I'm usually up before noon. Oh gee. It's great. It's great to have like a nice rapport with somebody. And theropods looks amazing. Deluxe Tax, that late schedule you keep makes me tired just thinking about it. I am up at 5:30 a.m. every morning. You're logged in and working by 6. Deluxe Tux. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm usually up until 3 in the morning, and I wake up at 10:30 or 11. That's my day usually. Um, oh man, Mouse misses similar schedule. I guess just people get used to things and get adjusted. Although there's this whole school of thought that some people, um, their bodies naturally are more night owl versus early bird type of thing, and they think that's some kind of evolutionary holdover from when people would sleep in shifts to keep keep everyone safe from wild animals. So some people would naturally be up at night, and some people would be up early, type of thing. Uh, so I'd like to blame that, not just me being bad about sleep. Ah, SH Don, thank you. We got the Night Owl crew weighing in. It's 4:20 a.m. where SH Don is. Don't think I've gone to bed before midnight in years. Fantastic. Roke, you like that explanation? I do too, because it means that it's not my fault. Hmm. I think yeah, that helps. That helps kind of soften up that edge. Kind of nice. Great. I think it's time to start looking for um to start wrapping up, actually. It's nearly 10:30, but hold on, let me get notes. Before I do, I wanted to mention next week it's going to be another special week. We're going to have our third guest on stream. So that's really exciting. And hold on, let me get my link ready for this. We are going to have a special guest. Yes, a guest. We are going to have Jim Maxwell is going to be on stream next week. Jim is an Emmy award-winning lead matte painter for the show Vikings. He is also nominated this year, so good luck to him for that. He is also been a frequent guest on Red Letter Media's YouTube channel. So he does, I guess, best of the worst videos and review videos. And most importantly, he actually beta tested the Crimson Diamond. So we're going to hear about his experience beta testing the Crimson Diamond, his experience with the demo, other games and other adventure games he's played over the years. So he can walk us back to his history of playing this style of game, which he has enjoyed for quite some time. And yeah, we're going to talk about other things he's working on right now too. And yeah, if you want to learn more about Jim, he was recently on the Filmumentaries podcast, an episode. So there's a link in chat. And Filmumentaries is, by the way, it's an amazing podcast where they have industry veterans from all over the place and all different kinds of people. Most recently, Jamie Benning had John Patrick Shanley on, who was an Oscar-winning director who directed Moonstruck, directed Joe versus the Volcano, among other things. And also Walter Murch, who directed the Return to Oz. So those are some recent episodes, and Jim was on there. So if you want to get an idea of this type of stuff Jim's done in his career, in his long and distinguished career, definitely check out the podcast episode. As well, I have a link up for his IMDb page, which will list all the stuff he's worked on. He's worked on tons of stuff. I only remember stuff like X-Men Origins Wolverine, Nomeo and Juliet. Other stuff, if you look, you can see a bunch of stuff. But those are the fun ones that I like to mention. And his Twitter is 1JC Maxwell. And there's also a link to his appearances on Red Letter Media. So there's homework. If you don't know who Jim Maxwell is, you can check some of that stuff out. And when I have him on stream next week, you can ask him questions about his work that he does. And hopefully he'll be able to show some of that. And I'm kind of hoping that we can convince him to try his hand on some EGA artwork too. That might be fun to watch him struggle with that, because I don't think it's something most people are used to. But if we can get him to do that, maybe we can get him to do that. And I think, yeah, that's pretty much it. So look forward to that. Hopefully we're going to have a fun time talking about video games in general, Crimson Diamond specifically, and how he feels about the whole thing. But yeah, why don't we check out Someone to Raid tonight from my list here. So give me a second, I'm gonna open up my Twitch. Yeah, Blaholtzen, you're gonna like it, you're gonna look forward to that? Deluxe Tux, yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. He's had a really long, interesting career. He's done a lot of really interesting things. Let's see. here. So yeah, if you see other stuff he's worked on, you can ask him questions about that type of thing. And let's see, let me see who is on right now. We have... Oh, you know what? This is rare. Tonda Gasa is on. Tonda is often in chat with us here. And Tonda is also an artist and a streamer. And he's streaming a game that I don't know. It's called Lunar, the Silver Star, a Sega CD game from 1993. I rarely get a chance to raid Tonda, so we are going to raid Tonda Gasa tonight. Goman-sama, thank you for coming. I'm so sorry about the awkwardness that we had earlier. Davor, thanks for coming. Karasalash, good to see you as well. Have a great night. Yes. Yes, we are going to raid Tonda. So let me set that up. And thanks again to everyone for coming. I feel like we got a lot of work done on this piece that we've been working on since apparently January. Let's never speak of that again. SH Don, it's been really good to see you. It's always nice to see a fellow AGSer. Roke, good to see you again at long last. Evil Tentacle, lovely to see you as well. Thanks again for that order. I really appreciate it. The ordering from Society 6. Set up the raid for Tonda. If you've never seen Tonda stream, it's a real treat. Super laid back, plays interesting stuff such as Lunar the Silver Star, which I'm going to learn what that is. Let's see. Right. Let's see here. Looks like everyone is ready to raid Tonda. So I'm just going to press the raid button. We're going to raid. Thank you again so much for coming next week. Hopefully to see you guys again with our special guest. So, see you then.